Greetings, Africans. How are you guys? I hope you guys are well. I'm well, guys. Okay, guys, today we're going to talk about the male maternity leave, right? We'll use the term male maternity leave just for convenience sake. Remember that it was only females who were allowed to take maternity leave, right? So now males are also allowed now, but let's just go through it so we can understand what does it say, what does the law say, how does it cover the males, right? On the 1st of January 2020, sections 1 to 7 of the Labor Laws Amendment Act of 2018 became effective, amending the Basic Conditions of Employment Act to provide for parental adoption and commissioning parental leave. These sections supplement Section 25 of the Act dealing with the maternity leave, right? And provides for unpaid leave payment, right, is to be claimed from the Unemployment Insurance Fund, right, the UIF. In 2022, the constitutionality of the aforementioned sections of the Act were challenged and considered by the High Court in Werner van Wyk and 3 others versus the Minister of Employment and Labor, case number 2022-017842, handed down on the 25th of October 2023, right? Section 25 of the Act provides for 4 months unpaid maternity leave for female employees, right? A pregnant employee may commence maternity leave at any time from 4 weeks before the expected date of birth, unless otherwise agreed, or at any time a medical practitioner deems fit for the health reasons of either the mother or the baby, right? In terms of sections 25A of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, an employee is entitled to 10 days parental leave upon the birth of the employee's child. Parental leave may also be applicable in circumstances where an employee legally adopts a child or when a child is placed by a court in the care of a prospective adoptive parent. Section 25B of the Act deals with the leave, right? Deals with the leave for the adoption. Deals with the leave. Just a moment. Just a moment. Okay. Right. Yes. In terms of Section 25A of the Basic Conditions, right, of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, an employee is entitled to 10 days parental leave upon the birth of the employee's child. Parental leave may also be applicable in circumstances where an employee legally adopts a child or when a child is placed by a court in the care of a prospective adoptive parent, right? Section 25B of the Act deals with the leave for the adoption of the child younger than 2 years. In terms of Section 25B, one adoptive parent is entitled to 10 weeks adoption leave and the other to 10 days parental leave as per Section 25A, depending on which one takes the 10 weeks leave, right? Then Section 25C provides for one of the commissioning parents in a surrogate motherhood agreement to take 10 weeks consecutive leave and the other, depending on who takes the 10 weeks leave, 10 days commissioning parental leave as per Section 25A. Considering these sections of the Act, it is evident that both male and female employees may qualify for the aforementioned types of leave, depending on the circumstances. However, only a pregnant female employee can qualify for maternity leave as per Section 25 of the Act, right? All right. Then ask the question, is it discriminatory, right? Disgruntled about the fact that only female employees are entitled to 4 months leave after giving birth, Mr. and Mrs. van Wyk, the first and second applicants, with Sonke Gender Justice and the Commission for Gender Equality, the third and fourth applicants, challenged the constitutionality of sections 25 25A, 25B, and 25C of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. They also challenged the constitutionality of sections 24, 26A, 27, and 29A of the Unemployment Insurance Fund Act of 2001. Mr. Van Wyk is a salaried employee. Mrs. Van Wyk is in business for her own account. They preferred that Mrs. Van Wyk return to trade as soon as possible because the business may have failed if she did not remain active. In turn, Mr. Van Wyk was the primary, Mr. Van Wyk was the primary caregiver during the early infancy of their child. Obviously, no question of maternity leave arose for Mrs. Van Wyk. Mr. Van Wyk was ineligible for any more than 10 days paternity leave. You see, what he did do was to take extended leave, partly unpaid, from his employer by means of an ad hoc arrangement. He was not entitled to any UIF payout. According to the applicants, they mentioned legislation in terms of Section 9 and 10 of the Constitution. 1. Unfairly discriminate between mothers and fathers. Secondly, unfairly discriminate between one set of parents and another on the basis of whether their children, 2.1, were born of the mother, 2.2, were conceived by surrogacy, 2.3, were adopted. It was submitted that there is a differentiation made between mothers and fathers and between a birth mother and other mothers or parents. The claims made and relief which was sought by the applicants in simple terms can be described as follows. Section 25, subsection 1 is unconstitutional because no valid grounds exist to distinguish one parent employee from another. Thus, both parents should be entitled to parental leave in equal measure, and the failure to provide so is unfair discrimination and violates the dignity of all parents. The differentiation in the duration of prescribed leave available to each of the three classes of parents, example, A, birth mother and father, adoptive parents, and parents of a child born through surrogacy, constitutes unfair discrimination and violates the dignity of all parents. It was contended that all categories should enjoy an equal duration of leave. The notion that the prescribed leave is available to adoptive parents only in respect of a child of less than 2 years of age was challenged as irrational and as unfair discrimination. Then the outcome of the court. The court held that there was a violation of Section 9 of the Constitution. The Van Wyk family model was not catered for by the Basic Conditions of Employment Act, and no sound reason existed for it not to do so. The Van Wyk family's dynamic is wholly consistent with norms that the Constitution excels. The sections in the Basic Conditions of Employment Act 25, 25A, B, and C offend Section 9 and 10 of the Constitution. Parliament must now get to work to eliminate these inequalities and have 2 years to do so. Various interim orders suggested by the various applicants differed in line with different relief sought by them. The court favored that Van Wyk's proposal in that all parents of whatever stripe enjoy 4 consecutive months parental leave collectively. In other words, each pair of parents of a qualifying child shall share the 4 months leave as they elect. Accordingly, the following interim changes will be applicable. In Section 25, subsection 1, the provisions are deleted and substituted with an employee who is a single parent is entitled, and an employee who are a pair of parents are collectively entitled to at least 4 months consecutive months parental leave, which in the case of a pair of parents be taken in accordance with their election as follows. A, one or other parent shall take the whole of the period, or B, each parent shall take 10 at taking the leave. C, both employers must be notified prior to the date of birth in writing of the election, and if a shared arrangement is chosen, the period or periods to be taken by each of the parents must be stipulated. In Section 25, subsection 2, the word employer shall be substituted with the word pregnant mother. The word employee shall be substituted with the word pregnant mother. Right? In section 25, wherever the word maternity appears, it shall, where the context requires, be read as parental. Section 25A subsection 1 is deleted and substituted with an employee who is a parent of a child is entitled to the leave stipulated in section 25 subsection 1. Section 25 subsection 2A is amplified by the addition after the word born, subject to the provisions of section 25 subsection 2. Section 25 8 subsection 1b is deleted and substituted with the leave stipulated in section 25 subsection 1. Section 258 subsection 6 is deleted and substituted with, if an adoptive order is made in respect of two adoptive parents, they shall each be entitled to leave as stipulated in section 25 subsection 1. In section 25C subsection 1, the provisions are deleted and substituted with an employee who is a commissioning parent in a surrogate motherhood agreement is entitled to leave as stipulated in section 25 subsection 1. Section 25C subsection 6 is deleted and substituted with, where there are two commissioning parents, they shall each be entitled to leave as stipulated in section 25 subsection 1. Right? Then section 25C 6 is deleted and substituted, where there are two commissioning parents, they shall. Okay, we've dealt with that one. All right. The provisions of section 25 subsection 7, 25A subsection 5, 25.8 subsection 5, and 25C subsection 5, and the corresponding provisions in the UIF Act section 24, 26A, 27, and 29A shall be read to be consistent with the changes effected by this order, and accordingly each parent who is a contributor as defined in the UIF Act shall be entitled to the benefits as prescribed therein. Right? I think it's quite clear now. It's quite clear. Then adoption of a child younger than 2 years. Turning to the question as to whether the 2-year-old age limit set in section 25B of the Act constitutes discrimination, it was held that such does not offend the scope of the intended benefit. As such, it does not trigger a convincing complaint of unfair discrimination. Then what next? The declaration of invalidity is suspended for a period of 2 years, during which Parliament will have to make substantive changes to the Basic Conditions of Employment Act to cure the discussed defects. The interim order will prevail during the 2-year period. You see, I hope you guys got it right. Meaning, the order was made last year. Meaning, by next year, these changes should be in place. The amendment should have been made to the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. Thank you very much, guys, for tuning in. And remember to subscribe to the channel if you've not yet subscribed. Remember to like and share the video. Siyabonga ma-Afrika. Makukhanye.